Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Simply Mama Cooks. I'm Angelica. So today I'm going to be making papas rellenas, stuffed crispy golden fried potatoes. I'll be making a savory ground beef mixture. You can stuff it how you like. There are so many variations to papas rellenas. Some people like boiled egg and olive into the mix. I do as well, but I'm just going to go for simple today and use what I have in my fridge and pantry. It's going to be good. Okay, so to start, I'm going to boil, this is around 1.5 pounds of russet potatoes that I peeled and I cut into chunks. I'm going to go ahead and put this into my water. This is just room temperature cold water. I'm going to cover with a lid. I'm going to turn on the heat. And I'm going to bring the potatoes up to a boil. Once they start to boil, I'll lower the heat and just let them cook until fork tender. For the ground beef mixture, I'm going to be using ground beef. This is lean ground beef. It's like a 90-10 meat to fat ratio. I have 2 cloves of garlic minced, of dehydrated minced onion. Use fresh if you like. And I have like 1.5 teaspoons of beef bouillon powder. This is a combination of whole cumin seeds with black peppercorns that I just grounded up. And you could use a 1/2 cup of tomato sauce. I'm actually using V8. This is like a 5-ounce can because I have it, but tomato sauce works. You could also use a tablespoon of tomato paste just to, you know, add into the mix with a little bit of water. But this is what I'm going to use for my ground beef mixture. I might also add a pinch of salt and some cracked black pepper. Okay, so to start, I'm going to add my ground beef into the pan. It does have a little bit of fat, so I started with a cold pan, going to break it apart, and whatever juices and fat renders into the pan, that'll just eliminate me having to add cooking oil. So I'm going to also go in with my onion, my beef bouillon powder. Here I have my ground cumin black peppercorn mix, and just a pinch of salt. Now I'm just going to work that in and break apart the meat and cook it. So like I said earlier, you can definitely create the picadillo. Season it how you like, add fresh vegetables. Some people add peas and carrots into the mix. You totally could do that. I'm just going to go with simple today, but you know, get creative. You could even use ground turkey in place of the ground beef. I do that as well. It all works. Okay, so I'm going to add my fresh garlic. I just didn't want to add it initially because I didn't want it to burn in the pan. And now I'm going to continue the saute. And I think this is a good time to, I'm going to also add my V8. And like I said, you could, if you don't have this, you don't have to use this. I typically just use a 1/2 cup of tomato sauce. I just saw this V8 sitting in my pantry. I go, you know what, I need to use that. So, I don't know, there's an option for you. So don't come for me using V8. It works. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook, and eventually the liquid is going to cook out, and you're going to be left with just, you know, tender ground beef mixture that's not soupy or watery. You want it kind of dry and paste-like. So my ground beef definitely has simmered, cooked. A lot of the natural juices rendered from the beef and the V8 juice that I used has cooked out. So at this point, I'm going to just kind of stir it around. It's where I want it, so I'm going to let it, you know, cool off. You want this to cool off before you handle it, or you will burn your hands. So that's just going to stay there and cool. Okay, so when I poke the potatoes, and it falls off the fork without resistance, that's when you know they're done. They're fork tender. So poking this one and it slides right off my fork. That's what you're looking for. Okay, these are done. Okay, so now I'm going to mash my potatoes well. So many ways to mash potatoes with a fork. You could use a ricer. I'm using my masher. Okay, so now I'm going to add some salt. I like garlic powder. Again, these things, just be creative. If you don't like it, don't use it. Onion powder, probably like a 1/4 teaspoon of each. And just a little bit, maybe not quite a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. Well, maybe a 1/4, yeah. I'm actually using smoked paprika. And I'm also going to add like a 1/4 cup Parmesan cheese. That's salty. It's grated Parmesan cheese, so when you are salting it, you know, just be mindful of that. So you know what? Oh yeah, I can touch this. So I'm gonna get all the potato out of this masher. Fun times with this masher, by the way. So clean hands and just kind of go through and mash it through your hands to get rid of any like lumps or anything. Let's see here. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do now, because I'm still gonna, so I'm gonna take 1 large egg and add it and just combine it and mix it into, geez, this yolk, and just mix it into your potatoes. There we go. And I just want this to be combined, mixed, and creamy. And the reason why I used a baking sheet is so that it would cool faster. But, you know, you can do this in the pot. It's just gonna, you want to let it cool faster so you can handle it with your hands. Okay. So, potatoes are still kind of gloopy and sticky, but definitely it's where I need it to be. So at this point, I can divide this kind of into their own sections. Okay, so here I have some all-purpose flour, and I'm going to take some of it and shake it onto this baking sheet. This is where I'm going to place my potatoes once they're assembled. I might need, oops, I might need that flour later, but for now, I'm just going to spread that out so it doesn't stick once I create these, assemble the stuffed potatoes. Okay, so I've dusted my hands with some of the flour. I'm gonna pick up my little, and you can keep kind of dusting because I am going to put, you know, dip this in flour when it's done. So I'm gonna do the first one with like this cheese, and actually I kind of want it to mold a little bit. You're gonna press and use whatever cheese you got, or you don't have to add cheese. I'm just gonna sort of break it apart in here. I'm using like this smoked cracked black pepper cheddar cheese that I had in the fridge. Now I'm going to take my spoon here and just spoon in some of my filling, kind of press it a little bit, maybe like a tablespoon and a half. Now we're going to come back over here and you just enclose it carefully. And you know, you shape it like a potato. I mean, it's not perfect, but oh, is it good. And just lightly pat it. And if you need to like dredge your hands in flour again, that's fine. And there we have it. This is our little papa rellena ready to be fried. So I'm gonna take it over here. My little baby, we're gonna follow over here. And you wanna just dredge it, coat the exterior with the flour. And then create like a little, there we go. We're gonna leave it here and just repeat the process. Okay, so once again for you guys, and make sure you know, every time you do it, you dip your hands in the flour. So I'm gonna go with my cheese, kind of break it apart, place it in the center. This cheese is still kind of cold, so it's kind of hard to like mold here. Just a little bit of cheese. You don't have to go crazy with it. So now I'm going to fill it with my ground beef mixture and kind of press it in there with your spoon. There we go. And then we're going to come back, oops, and just carefully enclose it. And then you just kind of, I'm going to dip my hands over here. You want to dip your hands in the flour and come back over here and shape it. And there we go. And then I'm going to come over here and, like I said, you want to kind of coat the exterior with the flour. Make sure it stays enclosed. And again, just let it sit there and then you work on the rest. Here are my potatoes, and I'm ready to fry these. Well, my stuffed potatoes that look like potatoes. So I have my fry oil, and what I'm going to do is just go, oh yeah, see how it bubbles around the handle of the wooden spoon? That's where you want it. You know, 350 degrees Fahrenheit is a good fry temp. Somewhere between 350 and 360. So I'm going to carefully take this. This has actually parsley on it. And just shape it into the potato. And then I'm going to carefully, quickly place it into my hot oil. Gently. And before it comes, there we go. There we go. Perfect. And I'm going to let that fry. Same thing with this one. Carefully. There we go. And you see how some of it got on my little spoon? That's why you got to be gentle. So I'm going to let these fry. It's going to take like, I don't know, till they're golden brown on the exterior, because for the most part everything's cooked. So maybe somewhere between 5 to 8 minutes. So once the potatoes are done, I'm going to place them on this baking sheet with a wire rack to just let them, this will help to keep them crispy. So you'll want to use that, or you could just use the method of putting paper towels on a plate or a baking sheet. That works as well. So another indication that you're looking for is, you know, when you first put the papas rellenas inside the fry oil, they kind of sink to the bottom. But once they start kind of floating to the top, that's what you're looking for. Because remember, this does have egg in it. So once the egg starts cooking, you know, it kind of becomes buoyant. Actually, this one kind of, there we go. Let that cook a little more. I may have overstuffed some of these. There we go. So here I have 3 of my papas rellenas with a little bit of fresh parsley. You could also put sour cream on the side, dipping sauces. It all works, and it's so good. Check that out. Beautiful golden brown color. Let's see. You can hear, but oh, it's hot. It's gonna burn my mouth. Okay, going in. So good. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.